Um, when you say that it takes 68 seconds of pure positive thought, and then you can kind of forget about it.
68 seconds is all that is required to launch any creation.
So I catch myself in a lot of self-judgment about I'm really good at the 68 seconds.
Yes.
But then post 68 seconds,
Perfect.
I'm a little concerned, like, well, I just had a bad thought about it. Oh, does that stop the 68 seconds of 2 weeks ago? And I'm constantly trying to figure out, like, am I not getting it because last week I had a bad thought about it, or now do I I mean,
let us give you something here. Once you've launched it, it lives, it breathes, it's on its way to you. But the number of moments of doubt just slow it. They don't keep it from coming. But here is the best way to put this. A moment of negative thought doesn't erase or undo your creation. What it does is make you more likely to hold another moment of negative thought. In other words, it's the habit of being in the place that doesn't allow it that is your biggest concern. It's not that you create it and it's there, it's here, it's there, it's here, it's there, it's here. It's not like that. It's that I'm here and I'm a vibrational match to it, or I'm not. And the longer that you are holding the vibrational match to it, then the faster you will see it in your experience. Advanced vibrational understanding that we are chewing on here today. And we know that on some level it may be boring you out of your minds, and on another level we say to you that if you can get a sense of what we're talking about here, your effort in creating will be diminished dramatically. In other words, when you take the time to line up energy, your action or effort is inconsequential. If you don't take the time to line up the energy, there's not enough action in the world to make any difference. In simple terms, you just can't buck the current. So if you align with the current, you align your desire with the current, and that's easy. Your desires are almost always already aligned with the current. And then you do your best to align your thinking processes with the current. Now your effort is not even worth talking about. So, I want to go back to your original question because it's very powerful and we have not fully answered it. If I am in a moment of passion, am I more likely to quickly receive my creation than if I'm in a place of cool, calm, peaceful anticipation? And we say to you, your moments of passion are only necessary to launch the creation to begin with. Then that cool, calm expectation is the perfect environment in which to allow them to come. You would not want to hold yourself in that place of high-pitched vibration. In other words,
it's hard. Yeah, I feel manic
now
when I do it.
Now, think about it. So you hold a thought for 17 seconds, and it explodes into a bigger thought. And then you hold that thought for another 17 seconds, and it explodes to a bigger thought. A thought 10,000 fold, you see. You hold that thought, and it explodes, and you hold that thought, and it explodes. Now you're off the chart of physical manifestation. In other words, there's really no point in going beyond that. In other words, there is not anything in the physical realm that requires a higher degree of pure vibration than that. If you were in a non-physical realm creating worlds, we might encourage a few more 17 seconds. But for anything of a physical nature here in your physical realm, 68 seconds of pure, not contradicted, non-diluted thought is adequate to launch anything that you have the ability to imagine in your time-space reality. 68 seconds. It might take you 2 minutes, 10 minutes, or a year to get there. In other words, sometimes your habits of thought don't let you get there easily. What we see on average with those who go after it, it usually takes Esther about 5 minutes to really launch a creation. So she usually sets aside 15 minutes to go launch a creation because she knows it'll take her 5 minutes to settle down, another 5 minutes to get focused, and another 5 minutes to find 68 seconds of pure thought. You see.
68 continual seconds.
68 seconds of non-dilution.
Okay.
Now, doesn't sound like much. It isn't really very much. Just takes practice to get to that point. You've done it many times on many subjects. Once you launch the creation, now your attitude would best be, there. That's done. However, you still have habits of expectation that you haven't dealt with. So now you're moving through your day, da-da, 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 da-da. You run into somebody who influences you into a thought that isn't a vibrational match to what you've just launched. And when that happens, what do you feel? You feel negative emotion because you've just launched a creation. You still vibrationally remember it. Now you're having a conversation that's not up to speed with it. So you feel negative emotion. Now this is your perfect opportunity to stop and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm right now, a minute ago, during my 15 minutes of meditation and launching my creation, I was up to speed with my creation. And if I could have maintained that for 30 days, it would be here. But here I am now, dipping back into old thoughts out of habit or out of influence that aren't a match. So I am holding myself in a state of vibrational limbo, so to speak. I'm holding myself apart from what I say I want. Why? Because by law of attraction, it's vibrating here, I'm vibrating here. It cannot be. Now, you can stay there and now beat up on yourself for being there, which will only compound it, or beat up on your friend for influencing you there, which will only compound it, or you can say, hey, I liked it better when I was there. Now, what was that about, and how did that feel, and what did it feel like when I was there, and what will it feel like? And you can bring yourself right back there. And so in 30 days, what we notice, as we observe most of you, is that you might have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 600 episodes of old habit that takes you away from this vibration. But you only have to play with it a little bit before, in other words, that's why within 30 days, you have ample time to align your energy, 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 to align your energy. And that's why so many teachers, even physical teachers, have noticed that it usually takes about 30 days to change a habit. It usually takes about 30 days to turn things around. Not because you need 30 days. You could do it in 68 seconds if you could, once you did it, hold your vibration there, but you have to consciously make that decision. And friends, it will be far easier for you to get there if you will do it in terms of the way you feel rather than trying to think yourself there. Because what we notice is if you try to analyze it, one thought leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, and you find yourself in a mental quagmire. Where if all you want to do is to feel better, if you're just reaching for relief, it's easy for you to attune to the new vibration. I'm going to give you something here that will sound a little far out, and some of you may hear it enough to use it effectively. Vibration is an interesting thing. Have you ever been in a situation where there was a sound vibrating in a room, maybe of tuning forks or even piano strings or even sometimes guitar strings? And then another vibration, very loud and dominant, is interjected into the room. And if it is loud enough and clear enough, pure enough, it will influence the vibration of the other strings. Mm-hmm. In other words, you can literally make tuning forks start vibrating just by introducing a vibration. The other day, Esther was in a hotel, and some engine that was running somewhere in the hotel was causing vibrations right within her room that were acclimating to the vibration. They just went right along with it, you see. What we're getting at here is that when you tap into that stream in that 68 seconds, you can blitz the energy field of your subject and literally clarify it to such an extent that other things no longer have any dominance or any vibrational power. In other words, when you connect to source energy and apply it through your focus, which is nothing more than attention or perception to any subject, you blitz the energy stream. That's why healers are able to take people from illness to wellness, you see. Mm-hmm. But then the question is, how long will you stay there? In other words, did blitzing it changed the energy stream enough to affect this moment, but maybe not enough to cause a physical manifestation? You see what we're getting at? So, but most of you don't believe until you have a physical manifestation. So what we're talking about is finding a way of believing your vibration even before the physical manifestation occurs. And if you're able to do that, then you can change the 30 days to 1 day or 2 days.